Hi, this is John Killen, the history reporter for the Oregonian and Oregon Live. Recently, while researching a story about the history of Portland area airports, I came across this photo of a plane crash. The photo, which is at the Portland Archives and Records Center, was dated circa 1915, and the information on the back said it was taken near the Eastmoreland airport. Since there is no airport in Eastmoreland today, the photo is intriguing but puzzling. But with the help of several readers and researchers over the past couple of weeks, I've learned a lot more about this accident, which actually took place in early summer of 1919 and killed both people who were on board the airplane. The full story is a work in progress, but here are some things that I think happened. About the time of the crash, the Eastmoreland golf course was being used as an airfield. I'm not sure where the landing strip would have been, but one good spot might have been the 500-yard ninth hole. While it's tree-lined these days, the area was much more wide open at the time and would likely have made a good runway. A 500-yard or 1,500-foot landing strip was easily long enough for airplanes of the day. Well, I first thought the crash had taken place a couple hundred yards east of the golf course on what is now the 7,000 block of Southeast 28th Avenue. I'm revising the location with the help of Robert McCullough, president of the Eastmoreland Neighborhood Association. McCullough was able to bring GIS technology into the hunt and determined that the crash was actually along Southeast 27th, one block west of where I thought, and directly across the street from the ninth hole. While this area is full of homes today, it was just streets, sidewalks, and a few sapling trees at the time, waiting for homes to go up on the empty lots. The men killed were W.B. Hutchinson of Walla Walla and Sergeant John Milkowski, who can be seen in the lower right in this photo copied from an old edition of the Oregonian. This picture was taken just days before the crash when Milkowski arrived in Portland with a squadron of Army Air Services airplanes that had flown up from California for the Rose Festival, among other information that's come to light. The airplane that crashed was a Curtiss Canuck, similar to the one in this photo, a Canadian-built version of the storied Curtiss Jenny, one of the iconic aircraft from the early days of aviation. It belonged to Hutchinson, who had purchased it in San Francisco, had it shipped by sea to Portland, and assembled it at the Eastmoreland field. I've also learned that Milkowski, an air mechanic, had helped him assemble the plane. Here's a schematic of the Canuck. One reader, who is a vintage airplane expert, said the only real difference between the Canuck and the Jenny is a couple of changes in the tail section. The leading edge of the horizontal stabilizer, or the tail wing, is more rounded on the Canuck than on the Jenny. Hutchinson had been at the airfield for about 4 days before the accident and had met several people. According to the Oregonian, he told them of plans he had to fly the airplane back to Walla Walla, use it in his family's farming business, and also make money by giving rides and putting on exhibitions. But all those plans came to an end on the evening of Friday, June 13th, when he and Milkowski went up together for a flight and something went terribly wrong. Several witnesses told reporters from both the Oregonian and the Oregon Journal that the airplane was going through a variety of stunt-like maneuvers when it suddenly nosed downward and crashed headlong into the sidewalk below. Both men apparently died instantly, and from the photos it's easy to see why. I'm still pulling together information about what may have caused this crash and the effect it had on Milkowski's squadron and Hutchinson's family and friends, but that's for another story.